Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian report, but we're just going to focus on, we'll have a look at one of the banks and we'll have a look at the ASX 200. Now, what we were looking for yesterday, as you may remember, is that we were looking down at wave 1 here and wave 2 here, which is nice. And then we've got we've got this, whoopsie daisy, we've got this nice 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 down to this area here for wave 3 here. So I was looking for wave 4, pulling back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, and then another low here. I do wonder if, and it hasn't occurred, and now we've moved too high. We've moved past the 38.2 retracement level. So I'm wondering if something as weird has occurred as like this has been the wave 4 here and this has been the wave 5 here. I just don't know yet, but something hasn't finished here correctly. But at the same time here, I can see that the market's going to go up here, of course. And, if we took this low here, for instance, and looked at this as wave 1 here, then we would have an A and a B and a C wave here. Okay, so the next little move up here, you can see that this move up here is 5 waves. So it is 1 and back for 2, and then we'll have 3, 4 and 5 here. So what this will present, it will present, let's just say, even if I did take it from here and the mistake is somewhere else, like an A wave here, a B wave here, and a small C wave here, and then that wave 4 would come here, but it doesn't really matter at this particular stage. And then we have the 5 waves to here, and then would bring this in here. Now, there is reason to turn bullish in this because this is the 61.8% retracement level that we were looking for at 4.9 here. However, we want to get past a few things, and one of them is that we want to see we'd want to see support on 5,000, and we'd also want to see one, if I took this to here as wave 1 and wave 2 coming back here, and we know we're going to get 5 waves up here, so that would leave us at wave 3, then wave 4, then wave 5 here. Okay, so if we do get this wave 5 here, then we would get an A and a B and a C wave here, and then we'd get further upside here. Okay, so first of all, we need to get this 5 waves here to confirm, and then we can trade long from this point here. Secondly, we need to be aware that we just don't get an A, B, C to this point here and then fail from here. And that's also on the cards as well. That would be in line with the European indices and the US indices completing their structures as well. But we need to be careful about that too, because we're not always following them. Lately we haven't really been following them that much. So the ASX has been doing its own thing. But I want to bring our attention back to perhaps the 2-hour chart will do the trick. So the thing here is that from this low here, it's possible to count this move up through here as 5 waves or 3 waves. It's possible to do that. We're sort of struggling with this in the DAX and some of the other European markets as well. This is quite similar to their pattern. But one of the important things here, as we've mentioned before, is that this is the 61.8% retracement level, we're going to retest 5,000. It's just a matter of chilling out at that 5,000 to see if we become the support or the resistance. That's about as best I can do at this stage. So you can trade up, but at the same time, we need a good structure or some form pattern here that we can actually work with. It just, even this move down here just doesn't seem finished. I know this is overlapping this structure here now, which is a good sign. But it's not like, it doesn't seem this particular structure's down here is finished. Looking for 5 waves down here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. I have seen it sometimes where wave 4, because markets like to retest the number that they've come from, so we could get something like this before we move up. So we just got to see if this is in 3 waves to here or we get to 5 waves here. And I think one of the other interesting points too is we can look at one of the banks, and I think Westpac is as good as any. Westpac and CBA kind of got the same patterns where the others all start to sort of splinter up and separate and have got their own sort of patterns. Now, I've got this pattern here, which I don't know if it's correct or not, but it's certainly sort of fitting. So from the high here, the all-time high at $40 here, looking at this as an A and a B and a C here for the A wave, and then an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave up here for that B wave, and then down for the C wave here. Now this is where it becomes interesting here too. We need to watch it. Is that we can see that we've got 1 and 2. Nice 3rd wave, 4th wave, and 5th wave. So I think there's another little low to be had here, but it may not finish the way that we want it to either. But one of the main points here is that this can be the low in here for this market here, and this will also reflect here as well. Will we get, this is the 60% retracement level here. So if we got a nice support on 31 here, then we've got ourselves a bullish trend from that point. Okay, so I think that that's interesting. So it can just move straight up from here. The second thing that we need to be aware of is that, being 5 waves down here for the C wave, then if we only got 3 waves up here, then we'd be into a big bear market at that stage, because it would be down for 1, back for 2, and down for 3 here. So this is going to be a very important sort of area through here. So we'll see. We may be able to pick this up a little bit sort of earlier in the piece, but this number here is going to be a catalyst for being short or being long, and we will look at the pattern that we get to the 31 there. Will it be in 5 waves? Or will it be in 3 waves? If it's in 5 waves, then we've got ourselves a trade to the long side. If it's a 3-wave price action here to this point, then we've got ourselves a bigger bear market, and they're both just as valid as each other at this stage. But let's see how we go. So the Australian markets are in a bit of a different pattern in the bigger picture than a lot of other markets. Well, they're the same as the US banks, actually. So I think that that's sort of interesting, and we are being dominated by the banks. People have sort of forgotten about the resource sector for the moment, and they're all tied up in the banks, so they're all, working out which way it's going. So, in an important sort of point here is that this move down here is definitely in 5 waves. So it's either wave C or it's wave 1 and back for 2 and then down for 3 here. Okay, so very important point here. So anyway, we'll continue to work on that. All right.